It's the Ultimate Pool mixed pairs. Kerry Griffiths and Cleve Thompson back in the building. So too their opponents in this one, Lee Kendall and Jodie Lockett. Actually back on the break. His cut break has been excellent so far tonight. And they're in a bit of a strange position, as we saw last week. The two group favourites playing each other in the opening match and drawing does sort of make this group wide open, really. A defeat here wouldn't put them out, but it would put them on the verge of exiting. A win here keeps them right in the night and keeps them right at the top of the group. Does mean the team they have to face last already has a win at minimum to their name. Coutiard will be Lee and Jodie's opponents in match number 3 for them. They take on the other pairing we've just seen, Parker and Story, in the next match, the Maltese duo. What you can probably gather from the way I'm sort of explaining that is this group is a little bit of a mess at the moment. It's all to be worked out in these next 2 matches. These are big.
Yeah, it is, but both these pairs need to simplify it in their own mind, win their final 2 games, and that be that. I think Lee will be annoyed that he had 2 chances in that match, and both of them were absolutely well within his range. And Lee doesn't get to play at this sort of pace that often, and that may have been a factor, especially that last one at a 90-second chance. But in terms of just quality and chance of level, Lee will be disappointed not to have taken either of them. And see, that's the difference between sharing the spoils and taking them all, but they're still in the night. Tricky little layout left. That yellow that Lee just looked at bottom left goes right, goes left centre. Might just have to accept bottom right for the one nearest the right centre pocket. Just sort of stun this across the table and then come down, and you have to play a big shot to get on the 8 ball. It's really tough. Well, Lee tried to play the big shot there, just got a little, well, could have done with getting into it a little bit more. Sort of hit the red rather than screwing the gap. He was trying to screw that through the gap, come 2 cushions and land on the yellow left centre. It was the big shot that would win the frame. It's not quite worked for him. Oh, it's a great double, but cue ball's gone wrong.
Maintained that they were here to enjoy themselves tonight, and he's definitely got a smile on his face here. You'll have an even bigger one if you can find a way to kick this in. This will be some shot.
I think he went that way rather than the bottom cushion, because the only thing that was showing of the yellow from that angle past the red was the potting angle. So if he missed the red, he was going to pot the yellow or go very close to it. Whereas if he goes off the bottom cushion, which is what I thought he would do, you kind of got to judge it. So this is almost exactly the situation that Kerry and Cleve found themselves in the opening match, and they made a mess of it within 2 shots, and it sort of set the tone for the match. Just works though. Now it's dropping. Well, you can drop in the last 5 if you get this right. I thought Kerry would drop it in dead weight and then play the other one opposite centre, then go up for these 2, but it's not really a problem leaving that one in the middle, as long as Kerry gets Cleve on it nicely enough.
Pretty nice.
That's an excellent shot. Cleve actually didn't play the best of shots when he played the last one to top right because it left an awkward angle for Kerry, but an excellent recovery. And the pot was easy enough, it was just the cue ball.
Which is a really good player, is Griff. In goes the 8 ball for a 1-0 lead. What a break that is. Break of the night, isn't it?
Agree with that statement.
You cannot hit it better than that. Absolutely flush that did Griff. And a good chance here to take a 2-0 lead.
Cleve and Griff are staying with the MO from the first match, allowing Griff to be the dominant player, as in playing player 1 this time. Last time she was player 2, allowing her 5th frame to come into play. Perfect angle just to play the little breakout that's required, like that. Just got a little bit too much of it. It would have been better to get the underside of it just a touch more, because then the cue ball's down the table just a few more rolls. So now I've got to go right centre and control the gap here. If it's thick enough, it should be natural. It wasn't. Could you have potted that thicker? Possibly.
Trouble. Although, does this yellow slide in to the centre right? I think it does. So it's not the end of visit here. And the yellow still goes bottom right.
It's the cue ball that's the key here. Just has to screw back. Probably not much further than she is now.
Yeah, and she's in business.
And then, yeah, absolutely.
Shot. That is perfect.
Don't want to be straight. Yeah, that was sort of similar to the shot that went wrong for Cleve in the last frame, where it just left a slightly awkward angle. Just a couple more rolls would have made things so much easier. Try and recover, just force it through. Yeah, done well to get to the break line, in all honesty, from there. But if you leave the cue ball a ball or two lower, it's just it's just completely natural, and you're right behind this 8 ball.
Still fancier for it though. Bang. Never in doubt. Kerry Griffiths with an excellent 8 ball. Cool, he's flying that cut break. He really is flushing it. It's as good as you can hit a cut break, it really is. He's hit 3 tonight and they've all been absolutely brilliant.
And he sent the 8 ball for a ride every time.
He was watching it. It was close to that left centre pocket. Don't think it was quite on line as his previous one was to the top left. But this is a really presentable chance. This is one that you'd absolutely expect Lee to get. Previous couple that he's had have been tricky. This one is a little bit more routine in terms of the difficulty tiers.
Yeah, agreed. He knows he should have got the previous ones at the level of player that he is, but this is by far the easiest chance of them all. What does he do here? Drop it in and then swing the cue ball round? Will he have too much angle to hold? He's past the straight. I don't think he can do anything else but that.
He could probably hold it, I think, if he wanted to. I think your shot makes more sense.
The fact that he's just come around to have a look, the fact that 8 ball goes left centre makes it even easier, because you're not swinging it around for the same pocket. You're just sort of coming around and almost targeting the red that's furthest right on the break line.
just like that.
Yeah. Can't go wrong there.
Regular Tony Romo of 8-ball there, Simon Webb. Absolutely spot on with the call. Stradamus calls it. Kendall pots it. 2-1, back in the game. He's the England captain and still plays at a ridiculously high level for an England team that's won, I think, over 20 team world championships.
Yeah, and a former world finalist as well.
Twice. I said I wouldn't mention that, so you're in the bad books.
This time Kerry gets the break wrong. Back into the Scotch frame. Key frame here. 7 minutes to go. Similar scenario this for Lee and Jodie. One behind in the second Scotch frame. Oh dear. Trying to squeeze it in. Yeah, one behind in the second Scotch frame, and Lee Kendall coming up in the next frame with the break. And if they can find a way to win it, as if they get back to the table, it sets them up nicely again. Two yellows and a red together, that's the problem. Everything else is fine. So if they can open it up, first shot would be the way to go. I guess that means they can't. Not sure of the plan here. I mean, it's a big shot if they're asking Kerry from awkward queuing to play this and stun back into the yellows.
Yeah, this is some bridge, isn't it? God, what a shot.
Oh, brilliant.
Poor Kerry Griffiths, that is an awesome shot. She did actually have a little bit of a joke with Cleve earlier on before they got going tonight when they were sort of talking strategy. And she said to Cleve, who is a big man, he's a good 6'3", 6'4", maybe, Cleve Thompson. Kerry did say to him, just remember when we're on the Scotch, I'm a bit more vertically challenged. And that was the sort of shot that she meant. She whistled it in anyway. That was an awesome shot.
Yeah, that really was a. I mean, obviously, it was all about opening up that little cluster of 3 balls, but to use the one on the cushion to do it, kind of. Not that the one on the cushion was a problem ball because you had the perfect connection to it, but yeah, it was a brave shot. Kerry could not have played it better. And now
she was bridging from almost the butt of a cue.
Yeah, and it was awkward as well. So yeah. But this just gets them into rolling territory. And they just want to roll forward and be straight in bottom left, and it's sort of frame over.
So it should be. Into the 15-second shot clock zone. Not sure if there's much scope to start thinking about wasting time here, but might be a consideration.
Decided to roll forward for Cleve to stun back for the 8-ball bottom right. Could have stopped it dead and gone for 8-ball right centre. Both as good as each other. It's just whichever way you prefer.
Kerry waiting for the 8-ball. In it flies. 3-1 then. Lead Kerry Griffiths and Cleve Thompson. Oh, he threw everything into that cut break. Almost took it off the table. And somehow that's the one that's dry. He's got a great split. Shake of the head from the Fox.
First dry break of the night for him as well. 5th break for him.
Yeah, he's been flushing it. It's a great split. He's not done much wrong, to be honest. He's been a bit unlucky.
Once again, he got the 8-ball moving. Problem they have is with 3:40 left, even if Kerry was to not get out here, and she absolutely can, the way she's playing especially, then would there be enough time for Lee to counter and give Jody enough time to potentially beat Cleve with Cleve's break. It's going to be really tough for that. Of course, from Carrie's perspective here, she's not even thinking about that. Just take the clock out of play. Just find a clearance. See, there is an argument to say do every single shot on the beeps, but just focus on the clearance.
I think you take it.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's an awkward plant that's left, but it's makeable. Oh yeah, that's very good. Could have done with that yellow just coming down the table a little bit more and getting over the centre pocket, but I could pull back. The argument to say the double if you want it now. Carrie could get on it a little bit better. I wasn't sure if she could get as good as this on it. Argument for taking the double previously. Now it's a case of just got to float this in.
She showed us in the last frame how good she can make these down the rail. And it flies. Ooh.
I nearly said that I quite like playing for 8-ball bottom left, which is kind of floating along the break line, but just overhit it.
2 minutes left.
She'll take the hat. Look at the way those two reds have gone.
Well, this is a tricky clearance, and Lee knows he's really got to go here.
Might be able to open up these two reds here.
So he tried to.
Now Walker to do that. Could have done with going quite a bit further. Would have been nice to get past the 8-ball and be able to play the one bottom right with angle to come into the 2.
Looking at 2 cushions here. Another great effort. Close but no cigar. The Fox is running out of chances. When the 8-ball's so close, it's difficult to kind of play safe off it either.
You just can't
And
play safe. You're
there's
two behind
not-
with a minute left.
Yeah, and there's not the time either as well.
Oh, great pot.
Oh, he's jawed.
That's unlucky.
So tough. Do you think he was looking to land flush straight there to then play the screw into it?
Yeah.
Because if he's played that, he is a half a roll from being completely perfect. He has blocked the pocket. The 3 reds are absolutely sitting ducks. Kerry wants to use every single second here, and it should be just enough time, because they have the break next. Just about got over the line here of Griffin Cleve. Or maybe just pump it in.
Yeah, this is match over though.
Yeah, 8 seconds and ticking. And there's not quite going to be enough time for Lee Kendall to get the victory in this match. What a result for Cleve Thompson and Kerry Griffiths. They stay alive. And as for Lee and Jody, well, they're still in the hunt just, but they now need results to go their way, starting with our match next. Welcome back to the Ultimate Pool Mixed Pairs. Handshakes ahead of this one. Big match indeed. Clayton Castaldi and Roberto Coutillard won their opening match of the evening. That means they are primed to take control of the group with a win here. As for Emma Parker and Sean Story, they drew their opening encounter. A win for them would be very good news. It would take them top of the group, and it would also eliminate Lee Kendall and Jodie Lockett as well. Exactly. Be the end of the world if they didn't win. They could afford to draw, for example. If they drew, well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if they drew, the entire us, me, Simon here, you at home, we're all in for a draw in this match, because if this match ends in a draw, we are just 2 more results away from the first ever 4-way 6-red shootout on a Monday night. It feels possible.
It does, obviously. We need
It's
two
a
more.
long way away.
We need 2 more draws for that to be the case, but yeah, I mean, it's always possible. And this is, I feel like, quite an evenly matched game here as well, so it wouldn't surprise me. That one's gone wrong though for Clayton. Needed the yellow to stay in the open. It's just fallen safe. So they're going to have to pull back and play some tactical stuff. I thought Roberta and Clayton looked very good in the opening match. They fully deserved their victory, and a couple of really good clearances off the break. 2 chances in the opening Scotch frame, but when they got that, they just settled in beautifully. Well, that's no good. I'm not entirely sure what Sean was trying to do there, to be honest.
Here's another look.
Is he trying to hit the gap? He's reds, remember? So I don't know. That was strange.
Yeah, he must have been trying to tuck in behind the reds, maybe.
He must have
at
felt
the left side of the table.
Well, maybe he felt he could hit. If he hit the gap there, he can get 2 cushions to the red on the left-hand side, or the mid. Well, the line he was on the middle of the table. You can't just come to the table and play your opponent's colour set. That isn't allowed. That would be loss of frame. But he must have been hitting the gap there. It's just a slightly confusing looking shot for it. I was doubting myself for a second.
Yeah, I can understand. That's nice.
One of the things I like about international 8-ball rules, the simplicity. You only ever get to play your colour set. You have to hit yours.
Yeah, and Clayton does not want to pot that yellow over the bottom left corner pocket. That's abundantly clear.
Is he? Is Clayton eyeing up a high tariff 1, 2, 3, 4 ball plant? No,
well,
maybe he was, but I don't think he is now.
Yeah, Roberta's just made this a little tougher. He's taken the cue ball out the line, but I mean, I suppose he could be. How else do you win the frame on yellows?
I think he was. I just don't think he can now. I think if you land straight, you've got the shot, because you've got to be able to top forward as well. From here, I'm not even sure if you can get to the angle to do it, let alone be able to do it.
Time to find out.
Just going to clip off. Is it worth Sean potting this red, or potting a red and then playing the loss of turn at the top of the table, now that the yellow at the bottom is safe and there's only 2 yellows on the table? I think if they were straighter in on the yellow to top right, maybe they'd play it. Just going to bump this one over. Leave it awkward.
Yeah, and that's quite nice. It's not going to quite have Maltese players here looking for the eject button, but it's not a bad place to be.
Quarter of the match played now. This is a big frame, very big frame all of a sudden. Well, it was at the beginning, wasn't it? Yellow's not quite popped out enough to be able to pot it, and it's taken the loss of turn away.
Just bump this one into here, I think. Just wait. Double this one back into the yellow. That sort of pace.
We've got a real interesting one here. This frame could take some working out.
Sean Story's playing for 0-0. He's playing for the draw.
Always been a fan of the drama as Sean Story.
He wants to get us into a 4-way 6 red shootout. Come on, Sean.
Yeah, the only way it happens is if Sean and Emma draw all 3 matches tonight. That's why it's unlikely. But they've drawn one, and we're currently odds on for a 0-0 here, so.
Odds on for a 0-0.
Not quite. Not quite. Pushing a narrative here, maybe.
The match has certainly been shortened here. What was there was one frame, wasn't there, in the pairs right back in year 1?
17.5 minutes.
And that's
and you can thank Luke Gilbert and Dom Cooney and Mick Hill and Phil Harrison for that entertainment.
Yeah, that includes legends of the game, and all 4 players have gone on and won Pro Series titles as well. Absolute cream played out a 17-minute frame.
Yeah, part of that was because all 4 players are so good and so clever. They kept putting each other in bother and kept almost elongating the frame that way.
For those wondering, the longest ever frame with Ultimate Ball has been 22 minutes.
Josh Kane and Brian Halcrow, was that?
Josh Kane and Brian Halcrow, and I can tell you for about 21.5 minutes of that frame, Josh Kane was in torture. Brian Halcrow won the frame. It took a long time, and he then ended up winning the match on the back of it as well.
Easy shot to play here for Roberto.
But what do you do with ball in hand? Play the loss of turn, I suppose. Just come right up behind the red, the sort of straighter plant of the two, and play the loss of turn and just weld the cue ball to the red. And all you're leaving is the yellow down the table.
Which you're quite fine if Clayton moves next shot.
Yeah.
Are in big trouble in this frame. For me, I think it's in their interest to almost just have a bit of a swipe at this.
I think that's gone slightly wrong, if I'm honest, for Sean. Simply because you didn't want those 2 reds to go together, because the right-hand one doesn't go. So it's probably okay. We'll wait and see when the balls get moved out. No, he's sent another one up anyway, so kind of.
I think the middle one goes now.
Yeah, the left-hand one did go. It was just how easy was it going to be to open up the other one? If it stops a little bit with a bit more of a gap, it's a bit an easier shot.
I think finally now we've got to the point where we're going to see a full-blooded attempt at clearing the frame. It's taken about 9 minutes to get here.
Well, that's not worked, so we might be back in.
Yeah, we are back where we were.
Yeah. Checking if the yellow goes. Sean might leave the yellow at the bottom of the table on when he plays safe. Just want to make sure that the yellow doesn't go, that there isn't a way out.
I think if this yellow goes, I mean, you look at that right now, and you could pop that yellow right now.
I'm not sure. It's very close. You'd have to let it really fall in off the jaw. It doesn't look like it from the main camera to me.
No. That's very true.
So we tried to get the red to sort of come and be a blocker as well, just in case. So we are going to find out if this yellow goes, I think. I think the Maltese pairing will pop the first one and see where they go. Okay. Clayton thinks it goes.
All the best.
From this distance, you've got to get as close to the red as you possibly dare, and let the yellow fall in.
Yeah, all the best.
Yeah, just the pace he had to play it at from there, it just seems so unlikely.
This one first. Just back a bit.
And now we've ticked into the second half of the match.
This first frame is taking some proper working out. Coming up to 11 minutes. Minutes and 12 seconds. And Emma Parker and Sean Story win the first frame. Big moment, you feel. Oh yes, Emma second, Sean
yeah,
third.
they're on the
Yes,
right-hand side of the
sorry.
arena.
Yeah,
So
apologies.
yeah, this makes sense. I do understand why he did it on the other side of the arena. I think this way around
Yeah,
you've got to.
tradition on
Yeah.
the right side would be weird. I agree. Cutbreak has been really friendly to Emma all match, but not this time. So Clayton Castaldi with a good chance. It's not completely simple. There's problems here and there, but an opportunity to square things up.
Come too far. It's a little careless if he's not on this red to top left. Clayton's played well tonight, but that would be a loose shot.
This isn't planted. Oh, I thought she was lining up a crazy plant there. It didn't look like the case. Just opens those yellows up.
Yeah, keeping it tight. That's actually a very good cue ball. Just easy to leave red right centre on. Covered that one.
That was a snooker shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From the former snooker player. Very much in her wheelhouse. That type of shot. Clayton looking the red in over the hole, off the other red. No, it's coming underneath it. Doesn't foul. Has he left anything? Emma feel the need to go game. So 5 and a bit minutes left.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I mean, you've got to play the situation, haven't you? There's no point doing anything other than playing the right shot for the right situation. But I'm just thinking out loud in terms of, you know, with Sean up in the next frame, although it will be Roberta's break, you know, is it better for, you know, if you're going to lose this frame, you want to lose it quickly rather than lose it slowly. But I mean, Emma has to do the right thing and keep herself in the frame. Eventually, Clayton's either going to get a chance to win it, or she's going to find herself in with a chance to turn it around. She's sort of played containing shots the first couple of visits.
Oh, yellows could go. Yellows to right centre is on. Does she take it all the way up to the top to cause a real problem? She does. She knew that making it would be good news, but if she didn't make it, it would cause a problem for Clayton. And oh, yellows are in business a little bit here.
Yellows are in business. The two at the top of the table. Getting on those two. That's going to be the problem.
Will be the last two yellows, that's the thing.
Yeah, but it's going to be really tough to get there. Oh, have some of that. What a fluke that is. Not landed with the cue ball, but...
What an amazing fluke.
Have some of that.
You could be there a long time and try and do that again.
just leaving it tight again. Yellow in front of reds. Left no pot on. 3:35 left.
This is going to go right into the final minute, isn't it, you feel? Right in the balance.
Yeah. I have to say,
Well, this is on. You actually fancy him for this, I think.
yeah, cushion first.
Sean comes up to have his say.
Cue ball should go pretty close to the 8 ball here. She's got a little bit deep into it. Much closer to the right centre pocket was required there. Right now, Clayton is a massive favourite to win this frame, and right now it's highly likely that this will be the last scoring frame of this match, therefore the draw. It's a very big chance right now, and that those that get excited by four-way six-thread shootouts are just pique their interest a touch.
And when you say those, you of course are speaking in the first person.
Of course.
We've never had one on a Monday night. I'm not sure we've been too much closer. And, the depths of match 4 of 6.
That was a chance. That was a chance for Clayton. It's not too much longer here for Emma to sort of hold on. You could pop the yellow on top of the 8 ball and get the snooker here. Or just slightly overhit it. For me, the most important thing there was blocking the 8 ball. All right, okay. Now Clayton has his chance with 150 to go.
That'll do.
Yeah. It's not guaranteed though. He's too straight on this one. He's going to have to drop this in and go right centre, you feel. Oh, he's going left centre and then he's going to try and come back. But this is a harder shot. I don't think that red goes top right. That's why I thought he'd go the other way round, because you're tracking up the right-hand side of the table then. This is a tough shot.
Doesn't have much time to think about it.
Does it go? It doesn't look like it. I think he has to clip the one in the open back. Yeah. He's overdone it. They've got a chance to hang on.
1 minute and 2 seconds.
They have a chance to hang on for a 1-0 victory. Just roll the yellow on top of the red. Just to the side of it, really. Just little, let it lay on it, really. Sean's asking for a bit more, but then you'd have 2 of the 3 tied up and no way of opening up either of them.
37 seconds. The extension was big there. Clayton's got to go. He's got to find a way to go now.
I mean, yes, but how? There's nothing here.
I didn't have the how. I just had what he had to do. He's smashed it all open. Is he going to fluke one? No. And 17 seconds left. Emma Parker is going to do enough here. She's just got to play 1 shot and this match is over.
She has to play a shot though. Can't just let the clock run down because the clock's the wrong way round.
Plays the shot, misses, it doesn't matter, and a 1-0 win in the mixed pairs. Emma Parker and Sean Storey get it done. Great news for them. Bad news for Lee Kendall and Jodie Lockett, though. That result will eliminate them, and this group is starting to become much more defined as we enter the final round of matches next.